Stadium or we go to Birmingham. This is the hobby. This is the private occupation of the Muslim. Every Muslim. You earn your living by all means. Whatever job you do, whether you sweep, clean the toilet, there's no shame in doing any honest labor, no shame. But every Muslim must have a second occupation. And that is sharing Allah's deen with people. Udu ila sabili rabbika bil hikmah. So invite all to the ways of thy Lord with wisdom. وَالْمَوْعِظَةِ الْحَسَنَةِ, and beautiful preaching. وَجَادِلْهُمْ بِالَّذِي أَحْسَنَ, and reason with them. These that are best and most precious. And I said, how to do the job? My brother and my sisters, I said, there is a very easy. Our neighbors, our employers, our co-workers, invite them home for a cup of tea, and your bhajiyas and samosas, and your jalebis. This round thing with the juice inside, sweet meat. Ooh. You know, I gave one to an African lady, she came, I took her home and I gave her tea and jalebi. And she said, jalebi, this round thing. And she ate that. She's asking, how do you get the juice inside? She wanted to know how the juice went inside the jalebi. They're interested, they want to know. How such lovely food. Our bhajiyas, our samosas, I tell you, we can knock people over. You don't have to be very clever. Your dal and rice can convert you. Dal and rice. You said ridiculous. You said ridiculous. I said no. Professor Germanus, professor of philosophy, he was converted by eating our dal and rice. Professors Germanus and Iqbal, Dr. Muhammad Iqbal, were studying philosophy in Germany together. Before Pakistan came to Italy, this guy, around the 40s, Professor Germanus visits India. The subcontinent. And he goes to Lahore, goes to meet his old friend Iqbal. He was a private. Ba'ad al-Jum'ah. He reaches Iqbal's house. Finding out where he is, he reaches the home. And Iqbal and his friends had just seated on the ground with that little sheet, and they were eating dal and rice with some chutney, chataka, some kachumar, salad and things like that. He sat down to eat. And he sees his friend there at the doorway. Come, man, come. He said, no, I had it. Come on, man, this is coming to me. That's Muslim hospitality. You said you had it, never mind, man, come and sit down. But I know, I'm here. There's you people in Britain, you have changed. That hospitality is gone out of you. You have become like the Englishman. See, the Englishman says, why did you phone me before coming? You say, my people are very hospitable. In South Africa, they're Muslim. But the same fellow, when he comes here, you see, we have a saying in my language, that when you tie a horse with a donkey, the horse can't pray like a donkey, but he lifts up his head. Yes. घोड़े को गधे के साथ बांधता है, तो घोड़ा ऊंची नहीं कर सकता, मगर सर ऊंचा करता है. And my people, my own people, I'm coming in, finding out that they also become like these donkeys that you are tied to. You also behave like that. You want to know why did you phone me? What? He said, whatever it is, they come and sit down and eat. So he said, come, he wants, come, join us. So he sits down to eat. And he's eating what? Dal and rice. Of course, the dal was converted. Meat inside. See, it's a banya food, my machine. And we have banya, we're eating dal and rice. Without meat. Now, you put meat inside, you make it Muslim. But putting meat inside. So, it was made Muslim dal and rice. Can you try this? So tasty, and our food is so tasty. It's so exotic. In my country, the African hogs it. You know, the white man hogs it. There's no people there in the country when we give our food that he can resist. He eats and eats like a hog. So this guy, Professor Germanus, is eating, tasting the chutney and the machua. So what is this? He said, this is dal and rice, our staple food. So what? A nation that can change this simple staple thing like dal and rice into such an exotic food, what kind of a wonderful religion we must have? To accept that religion. That dal and rice, convert to the man. Sounds so silly. Foolish. He did it. People see our cans in the toilet and they get converted. Do you know that? Can in the toilet. My secretary, from our masjid, from our office, we can see the Jummah Masjid here. We can see the passage. People coming in. And he sees somebody around lunchtime, somebody peeping into the masjid, through the window. So he was going home for lunch, so he goes and walks up to the fellow and says, okay, you want to do anything? He said, yeah, I'll let you know a little bit about Islam. He said, look, I'm going for lunch. If you like, you can join me. And while they are at the lunch table, I can tell you. He said, right, come. Takes him home. When he goes home, he said, excuse me, I'm going to go to the toilet. My secretary says. So he goes to the toilet, he comes out. So the other man said, Englishman, Hogan, Mr. Hogan, Englishman. He said, look, I also want to go to the toilet. No. He goes to the toilet, he comes out. He said, what do you do with the can inside the toilet? So what do you do with the can? So he explained. And then you go for number one, we wash. You go for number two, we wash. What? I said, yes. You know that for good of the fellow. Hygiene! The topmost hygiene in the world. Another guy we converted, Reverend James Kenyan, we call him Jamaluddin. His parents are still Roman Catholics, very staunch. And they always harass him. But he's a very patient young man. Jamaluddin Kenyan. You know, there was a lot of Kenyan. He's Jamaluddin Kenyan, Englishman. So he also takes the can into the toilet. So the father is asking him, James, what are you doing with the can in the toilet? So he explains. Again, after a few days, he's getting impatient. James, what are you doing with the toilet, can in the toilet? So he says, Daddy, look, you wasted 100 gallons to wash the can. With Harpic, you know, this disinfectant, to wash the can, make it clean, so you can stand. But he says, Daddy, you don't use one drop of water for yourself. On yourself, not one drop of water. The can, yes, you wash, but not for yourself, not one drop for yourself. He goes and tells his wife. His father goes and tells his wife. He says, you know, what James says is true, but I won't admit it. Wallah, it is so easy. Allah, call them home. I say, call them home for a cup of tea. What your prajas and samosas can do, you don't do. It's half the battle. There is no better way to get into the heart of a person than through his stomach. Look, this is the example of an Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. His sunnah. Nobody talks about it. I haven't heard a single learned man talking about the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That when he was commanded to preach, he called the leaders of the Quraysh, invited them for dinner. And after dinner, he stood up to deliver the message. Among the leaders was Abu Jahl. And Abu Jahl means father of ignorance. He was no father of ignorance. He was the shrewdest of the Arabs. He was about one of the very few fellows among the Arabs in the time of our Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam who could read and write. He was a rare fellow. His real title was Abu Hikmah, the father of wisdom. He is the father of wisdom. But our Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that with all his knowledge, if he can't see the light of truth, he is not Abu Hikmah, he is Abu Jahl. Therefore, because the light, his knowledge is not making you see the truth, so he is Abu Jahl, he is the father of ignorance. So that title was stuck onto him, that nickname. He was no Abu Jahl. He was Abu Hikmah, father of wisdom. Clever fellow, shrewd fellow. So he stood up. He said, you're going to listen to this youngster for this mess of pottage he gave you. Come, shh. He scattered them all. He scattered them all. Just like that. One devil can do this one. He can take the whole thing off the record. What does our Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam do? He invites the leaders of the Quraysh. Once more for dinner, minus Abu Jahl. Nobody talks about that sunnah. Nobody. He's telling you about the beauty of sunnah. I believe in all the sunnah. But nobody talks about this sunnah. Why? You know why? It will cost you something. That sunnah costs you something. The other sunnah costs you nothing. For me to tell you what will give a beer, what does it cost you? I say you must pray 5 times a day. What does it cost you? Nothing. I have to tell you, लोगों को खाना खिलाओ, feed people, call them home, feed them there. It's going to cost you something. I'm going to set an example and it will cost you something. So best thing, don't talk about it. You do that. You follow that sunnah. The first sunnah of this propagation he did. Follow that sunnah. Call them. Feed them. Talk to them. He said, have you seen the Quran? Get a translation. Like this by Abdullah Yusuf. I don't know if it's available tonight or not. They're supposed to be available. This Quran by Abdullah Yusuf. You know, almost 2,000 pages. 1,950 pages. For 6 pounds. 6 pounds. There is not another